Hi, Jim and Lynda Lloyd here. We are a husband and wife real estate team from Horizon, West Florida.
That's right, and we are so excited that you found us, and you are probably thinking that you are wanting to move to Florida, maybe to be around the theme parks, maybe in Central Florida around Orlando, and you have found the right spot. In the links below, we have a quiz so that you could just click on the link, answer a few questions about the lifestyle that you hope to have here in sunny Florida.
There is so much growth here and it gets really confusing and overwhelming. So if you are here in all sorts of different places, Clermont, Winter Garden, Windermere, Four Corners, anywhere you're here, and you have questions, fill out the link. It'll give you a great place to start. And today we are excited to be talking about
Four Corners. That's right. So Four Corners is not a town, but it's Four Corners where four counties come together and where four cities come together, and it's just right there next to Disney.
That's right. When we were moving here, even before we were thinking of moving to Florida, I was always thinking about moving to Florida, but before we were actually making it a reality, we would hear Four Corners, and we had no idea. That could be
Four Corners? What is that?
That
sounds like there's a Four Corners out in Arizona, California, Nevada, and something else. I don't know what the other one.
We weren't sure. Is that a town? Is that a city? What is that? You would see it a lot in the description. So if you were looking for an Airbnb,
somebody would write up in the Four Corners area.
Great location in the Four Corners area, which is very interesting, but still doesn't give you much knowledge as to what that is.
Yeah. So Four Corners, we have Polk County, we have Orange County, Osceola County, and Lake County. So for each of those, it's the edge, it's the very tip of the county, and it's where these cities come together. So Davenport is Polk County, Kissimmee, or as Lynda likes to say, Kissimmee. It all depends on how you pronounce it, and a lot of people struggle to try to figure that out. It's Winter Garden for Orange County, and then it's the southernmost tip of Clermont, which is also the southernmost part of Lake County. And so all of those great areas coming together
in a really great location.
I mean, really, where those Four Corners meet is probably 15 minutes from Disney?
Yeah.
Maybe 20 minutes from where we are here at Disney Springs. I call it downtown Disney.
Yep.
I show my age. So it's close to the magic. And you can find a lot. Now, of course, there's going to be different school districts. You could just go a couple miles outside of Kissimmee, a couple miles outside into Davenport. You can go a couple miles outside of Winter Garden into Kissimmee or Clermont, and it's going to be different schools. It's going to be different tax rates.
And something important.
Maybe even different traffic.
That's right. It's very different traffic because where those Four Corners come together, being different counties, there are very different lifestyles also involved in those Four Corners. So if you are on the Davenport side of Four Corners, and maybe you're looking for an Airbnb in Champions Gate, is that part of Four Corners? You will see that it's a lot of short-term rental, a lot of touristy, as part of that Four Corners. When just over a little bit, you have the Winter Garden area of Four Corners, and you cannot do short-term rentals there.
Yeah, very great point, because Osceola County and Polk County mostly allow short-term rentals, and there are some requirements. They have a list of the communities within those towns where short-term rental is allowed, but most of Orange County does not allow it, and only parts of Lake County do allow short-term rental. So if you're looking for a vacation home that you can also rent out when you're not using it, or for just parts of the year to offset the cost of home ownership and that sort of thing,
you can still consider Four Corners. You just have to make sure you're on the right corner.
And really, you could consider Winter Garden in Orange County, but you'd have to do at least a 6 or 7 month rental and then save it for yourself for the other months of the year. Just so that, if you wanted to be a snowbird, for example, and come from October, November through March or April, you could carve out that time for yourself and then rent it out
the rest
for a 6 or 7 month seasonal or midterm rental.
Which is very helpful. Actually, you wouldn't think there was a need for that, but there is. There are a lot of people that are coming here, relocating to a different job, and they don't want a full year to look for a place. They want 7 months, or maybe they're waiting for their new construction to be built and they just need 6 months, 7 months to rent someplace while they're waiting for their new construction to be finished. So
Yeah,
there is a need for that kind of
there is. There's a lot of need for that midterm rental. Yep.
midterm rental.
Now, Four Corners, it doesn't line up perfectly, but where 192, Highway 192 and 27 intersect is very close to that, Four Corners distinction. It's a little further north, actually, than where the real Four Corners meets, which is probably down more by like Avalon Road and 192, which, Avalon Road is the Orange County side, West Side Boulevard would be the Osceola County side, and then above that is Clermont. But what a great area, and there's a couple interesting things I feel like. 192 is it's Earlo Bronson Memorial Parkway. If you see that come up on a map and you're like, where? I don't see 192 anywhere.
92.
Earlo Bronson Memorial Parkway. Interesting. Earlo Bronson was a giant landowner, had a lot of citrus farms and cattle farms, sold off a lot of that property. So Earlo Bronson Memorial Parkway, named after him.
Right.
But if you go down 192 towards Disney from that 27 intersection, you're gonna hit a lot of tourist areas, right?
That's right.
You're gonna hit hotels.
It's the home of the very famous gift shop row where
Yeah, like the kind of like kitschy, kind of a little bit, campy souvenir shops, hotels, a lot of
a
tourists,
little tacky, but a lot of fun.
a lot of tourist attractions, water parks, Machine Gun America.
Great restaurants also along that row. If a lot of people like to leave the park area and go out to eat, it's a little bit more budget friendly, maybe, but it's great restaurants, great dining. There's great entertainment.
And what you find is as you move further away from where those four corners come together, it goes from more tourist area to more residential area.
Right.
Whichever county you go in, you're going to go more towards the residential the further away you get from that four corner area.
Right.
While there's still plenty of residential where people live year round in that four corners area. Right? Because it's convenient. It's convenient to everything. You're close to the highways. You can get right on the I-4. You can get on 27. You can get on 429, on 192. All these different numbers. You got to remember all the numbers.
Yes, but you can also take back roads depending on where you need to go. So yeah, it really is a very great and convenient location to live or to rent, really.
And I would say there is a price difference between the counties and the cities.
Yes.
There's an affordability. There's different average median sale prices for those four counties, those four areas. Orange County is probably higher. Then it would be Lake County, and then it would be maybe a toss-up between Osceola and Kissimmee or Davenport and Polk.
Right.
So at least as far as the more expensive kind of area would be Orange County for that part of Four Corners. And there's a lot of new construction right in the Four Corners area. Also, there's right Kagan's Crossing as you head up 27 has a big shopping area. There's Walmart. There's all kinds of different big box type of stores and restaurants. A lot of chain restaurants, Chili's, Chipotle, all of that kind of heading up. And then you're going to see there's a new development for short-term rental, Windsor K. And so great area, brand new construction right there. As you go down 192, you're going to come across Margaritaville, which would be one of our favorite places for short-term rental and to invest in. So that's really nice. As you go down 27 into Davenport, there's like maybe half a dozen or more brand new construction communities being built
up a lot more now with the new parks and dog parks and new construction. It's great. Yeah, it's still very close to that touristy area.
And you're going to see a lot of golf courses, right?
Yes.
You're going to see, what I think is funny? We figured this out after the first little bit, but the Publix stock things. They have a different inventory in the tourist area than they do in the residential area. Do you remember that? Like the Publix right on 192 right there.
Yes.
There's like 4 of them in a row, but they have a different inventory more for people who are here for a short time.
They have a lot of the prepared foods already for you. So if you're coming and you're staying in a short-term rental, you might want more appetizer snacks.
They have a lot of Disney novelty kind of things.
A gift shop going into them. And they don't have, for larger families, they're not going to have your big family size products.
Yeah.
But So definitely Four Corners, the things you're thinking of is knowing your budget, because it'll be different depending on what corner, knowing how you want to use the property as your primary residence, as a partial year residence, or as a short-term rental investment property.
Yeah. And so even in that whole area, when you know what your preference is and when you know, like, what do you want to do for fun? What do you want to do for day-to-day living?
Right.
And if you are going to rent out your place, what are you going to offer to your guests, right? Where are they going to go? And what are the activities that are going to be close to them that they can do? And then you're going to see a little bit of a difference in HOA fees, I think, right? Like Champion Gate, Solterra, and Davenport, they have, and Regal Palms, they have like Lazy River. They have these great big amenity and
we're going to have
community.
Visual on HOA and what does it mean to have an HOA in Florida, because it is very common. But depending on where you are having that HOA or where you are buying your property, if you're in that short-term rental, you're going to expect a higher HOA because the amenities are.
And sometimes people they set a budget and they don't want to go over, let's say, $320,000 or $350,000.
Right.
But then they see a place that they really like and they're willing to pay $700 a month in HOA fees, whereas they could get a place that maybe has nicer finishings, right? And is bigger for $375 or $400 that has an HOA fee of $300 or $400, and it would be the same monthly payment.
Sure.
So you really have to balance that out. That's something that we would like to help you with and talk through that.
Yes.
But you could definitely find the right balance between HOA fee, between features, the resort-like community features that are in the development.
Right.
And then also just the activities that you can find all around you.
Yes. Four Corners area is a great area to be thinking about purchasing. It can be very confusing. You can't, find a house with an address in Four Corners.
And if you reach out to us, if you book a call with us, we're going to talk. We'll, depending on what you're looking for, we might refer you to the Four Corners area. If you're watching this video and you want to take a look and find out more about the Four Corners area, give us a call, book an appointment on the link below, and we'd be happy to send you more information and to schedule some time while you're here visiting. If you're going to be at Disney Springs, you're staying at a resort, we would love to kind of meet up with you, show you around, and show you everything that this magical space has to offer. Yeah. So thanks for watching.